What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? Podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Tarnowski. Matt Reed, my co-host, is not with us this week. But today, we've got comedian Neil Rubenstein on the show. Neil, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me, Pat.
Yeah, it's great to have you. I think you'll be our first official first full-time comedian. We have had another buddy of mine named Gary KW who's done stand-up as well. But you're the first full-on comedian.
All right, cool. Yeah, me.
Yeah. So how'd you get your start in comedy?
Well, I wanted to be a pioneer in the podcast world, so it was like me. Yeah, this is I fell into it.
Sure.
I was gambling, and my buddy was doing a TV show where he needed someone who was like a gambling expert, quote unquote expert. So he hired me, so that I ended up doing TV. And then I was doing TV for a while, and then someone was like, "Oh, if you want to keep doing TV, you got to do stand up." So then I started stand up, and then now I've never been on TV again.
No, okay. Um, and then I don't remember. I did read in an interview you did with, I can't remember what comedian it was that you had talked to.
Oh, well, Artie Lang.
Artie Lang, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one who said it. He doesn't know who I am from a hole in the wall, but
yeah, but I mean,
we were in the same room together, and he said it, and yeah,
that's awesome though. Yeah, he's a funny guy. I basically mostly only know him for the movie Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald. That movie, it's great. It's a great chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah. So you were on the Spike TV show Casino Cinema.
Yeah, right? That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, if you have a question.
Also, what was the transition like from doing TV to doing stand up?
I mean, I don't know. It wasn't like a transition. It was like, I don't know. It didn't feel like a transition. It felt like I did that, then I did that. Like it wasn't like, oh, I gotta I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I just started doing it. Like I was doing this, and then I started doing that.
Sure.
It's like everything else. Like I just started doing something, and then got obsessed with it, and then that's all I did.
So you started out just doing stand up and that kind of.
Yeah, like I took a class, and the culmination of the class was like a glorified open mic, and
you just went just start full on into it.
Yeah, you do one, it's like whatever, you do another one, then you start to start to tinker, and then you're like, I can do this, and then I don't know, and then in my case it just snowballed out of control, and then I became obsessed with it, and
yeah. That's awesome. So I mean I think I would say it's a healthy obsession. There are worse things to be obsessed with.
I don't know, man.
No.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, healthy.
Making people laugh, it's
no. Yeah, listen, I love doing it, or I wouldn't do it, Absolutely.
So one of the things that I saw that you do that's completely different than most other comedians is you've opened up for bands and Taking Back Sunday, even Minnesota's own Motion City Soundtrack.
Yeah, love those. Yeah.
Love them too. They're good peeps. What do you like the most about performing for a concert crowd compared to just a normal comedy crowd?
I don't know. They both have their perks and their negatives. I like touring with bands because I like the hangs. Not that I don't like hanging with comics, but it tends to be one-on-one, or like, sometimes like, it's just, I get like the biggest difference is like um the amount. So
Yeah.
it's like, if I'm out with a headliner comic, then it's like usually just like me and them, and it's for a couple of days, and then it's over and I'm like on to something else. When you're out with a band, it tends to be like a longish run.
Yeah.
And then it also is like, oh, today me, Jesse, and Tony are gonna go grab a pizza, and then tomorrow for lunch I'm gonna end up going with Matt to get tacos, and then at the show it ends up being me and Justin in the green room, and then you know what I mean. Whereas like with comedy, it's like the hang is very isolated, and
Yeah.
you're like, I'm just with this person for 4 days, and if we get on each other's nerves, like we get on each other's nerves, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. And there's really
Which
no
is,
getting away.
yeah, which I mean, whatever, which also is cool. Like that has its perks, and like, we're dividing things up by how the hangs are, is like, okay, whatever, dude. you
Oh,
know
for sure.
but but that's really, I mean, that, to me it's just like, oh, I get to hang out with more friends more often, is really what it is, like, you
Yeah.
know and then
Yeah.
you're doing, again, you go out with a headliner comic, you're probably doing like 5 to 7 shows in a weekend. And when you go out with a band, you're probably doing 5 or 6 shows a week.
Right.
But you're covering more ground, you're seeing more people, you're doing more. It's just more, you know.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. They're both awesome. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I have a great time. I just like being on the road. So whatever the parameters are, like I'm ready to go. Like let's get in the van, bus, tractor trailer, or whatever the thing is we're getting in. Let's get in it and go. Like let's
Hell
go.
yeah. So does it, like when you're playing, doing when you're doing a set in front of like a concert crowd, like Taking Back Sunday or something like that? So can you see, is the crowd ever like confused almost like
Almost always. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
awesome, but I was just wondering.
I would say like towards the end of the Motion City tour, people started to know, they're
Okay,
like,
yeah,
oh, Neil's a comedian, not like just some like singer-songwriter guy.
sure,
So I will say like that, that helped. And then also I've learned a few things from doing that stuff that I'm like, if these things are done, then it goes better. And if these
okay.
things are not done, then it's gonna be more confusing for everyone. And then it just looks like the sound guy is telling jokes.
Which would also be a great concept, start, just get them that way. Yeah, I'm the sound guy. I'm just gonna tell some jokes.
Yeah.
So as well as being a full-time touring comedian, you also have a podcast, create content on YouTube. What
Yeah. Like I don't the pod is, I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I
sure.
mean, just mostly driving and right.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. The episodes are so infrequent. I
Sure.
don't think I've been in traffic in like over a year, probably. So,
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
But so what form of entertainment do you enjoy doing the most? Because you've also do like skits and stuff on YouTube and
Oh,
podcast and
yeah. It's stand
stand
up.
up, stand up.
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no, there's no contest. Like, everything else is just an advertisement for the stand up. Like,
Makes
oh, this
sense.
guy's funny. I'd like to see him do stand up. Yeah, that's it. I don't. That's all it is.
No
Like
plans
if
on
I
being a
could,
movie star.
I have no interest. I just want to do stand up. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Look, listen, if people offer me stuff and stuff happens, I'll do whatever. I enjoy doing things. I enjoy learning new things. I enjoy, creating in lots of ways.
Right.
But I know, if you're like, hey, what would you like to do for the next 30 years? Answer is stand up, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Just churn out specials and keep going, keep
Do you
doing new
do
material.
you have like a special you're working on currently right now as well, right?
Yeah. When is this coming out?
August 28th.
So it should be out.
Okay.
Called Have Some Dignity.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we shot it in Jersey. Mike Dubin and Steve Padula from Thursday shot it and
Oh, cool.
directed and edited it. And my buddy Mike from the All American Rejects mixed the sound.
Right on.
And Take Back Sunday did the intro. And yeah, we got plenty of help from the friends, from the
Oh yeah.
homies. So yeah,
Stoked to see that. It's gonna be rad.
hope so.
And is it gonna be so is it let me see, like available like on where will it be available? I guess on YouTube or like on a
I
Blu-ray.
I believe it's gonna be on YouTube. um uh it's hard to say. I can't say right now. I don't know for sure because
Okay.
things changed in the past week.
Sure.
But probably most likely YouTube. Worst, just go to neilrubenstein.com. It'll be the first thing on the page. I guarantee
Hell
it.
yeah.
Like there's not gonna be like a confusion of message. It's gonna be like, oh, the special's out.
It's here. Click
Yeah,
here.
here. Look at the special. Look with colors.
So, as well, so another thing I saw was that on top of being a comedian, you also did vocals for a band called Sons of Abraham.
Yeah, I sang for a couple of bands
Yeah.
back in the
Do,
day.
do you ever find yourself wanting to go back and do some more like hardcore metalcore or punk or anything like that?
I mean, sometimes, but never for long. You know what I mean? Like I'll like something will happen and I'll be like, oh, like this week, I'm at my buddy Rich from the band Edict. I'm at his place, and like at one point this week, we were like listening to something, and I was like, "Hey, can you program drums?" And if his answer was "Yeah," I would have been like, "Yo, let's record a thing real quick." And his answer was kinda, and I was like, "All right, I'm over it." Like that's it.
Just real quick change.
Yeah. That's how long it takes. But I mean, that's the way it is with everything except stand up. Like everything else, I'm like, oh, I want to do this, and then I'm like, that feels like it's gonna be a pain in the ass. But I'm
I
just gonna
feel
write a
that.
joke, and edit some clips.
I feel that. I feel that hard. I like to uh, I like to play music and stuff, but then there's like I'd be like, man, I want to record this, but boy, that takes a lot of time. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah,
I feel that. So, um, you're credited for recording backing vocals on Taking Back Sundays, Tell All Your Friends, and Where You Want to Be albums.
yeah.
Have you done any other like session work with other artists?
Um, I got to be on something. I mean, probably just like gang vocals and stuff. Never like, not the way it is with Take Back Sunday. Like Take Back Sunday, it's like featuring kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you made it to the Wikipedia.
yeah. Woo. Um, More importantly, like when they do big of like when they do like you know when they did like the 10-year anniversary like DVD, like they brought me out for that, or like
Right on.
those kinds of things. Like um they're very cool about that stuff. Like they're very kind and yeah, very good to me.
That's awesome. So like, when you were working on those albums, like what type of backing vocals did you do?
Just like hardcore, screamy, tough guy stuff. It was just like so we used to like write together a lot, like write
Okay.
lyrics together a lot, and a bunch of my stuff ended up on their album, and so they thought it would be cool if I like, maybe did some of my lines,
Hell yeah.
or there was like the one song that was like, I don't know, yeah, it was mostly that,
Well, that's
mostly that,
awesome though. Like
yeah,
I didn't know that. And
yeah, it's cool, it's cool.
oh yeah. I mean, those are, some of the legends of emo pop punk, fucking that
Yeah,
whole scene.
yeah. I mean,
They're cool.
they're a big deal. It's
Yeah,
not,
they're cool.
it's not lost on me, but
No, they're cool.
it's cool. Yeah,
It's cool. It's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah, whatevs. That's cool. Not a big deal. Uh,
Yeah, MBD.
yeah, whatevs. Whatever. Not a big deal. So just on the punk rock or emo or whatever
Yeah,
line you want to go with, who would you
sure.
say that is your Mount Rushmore of like your band Mount Rushmore of the scene?
Of like who I'd want to be
Who
out with.
like, or like who are your favorites? Who do you think, or like who do you think would be like the Mount Rushmore, the faces of the scene? Who,
of
what are your thoughts?
of emo,
Sure.
of
Yeah.
that wave,
Yeah.
of emo.
Yeah.
It would, it would be Taking Back Sunday, Motion City, The Rejects, and Dashboard, I guess. Or maybe, because I guess Get Up Kids is the previous wave, if we're
Yeah,
breaking
I
it down
guess.
like that.
Yeah. Get Up Kids are fucking
Um,
great though.
yeah, Get Up Kids are awesome. Yeah, but I think they're the previous wave, and then I think My Chem is the next wave. Like, I think My Chem's more like a couple years later.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean,
I think like I would put like My Chem and Fall Out Boy in the next grouping,
right.
and I
Mm-hmm.
would put Get Up Kids in the previous grouping. But
That works. Yeah.
that like 99, 98 through 2001 kind of, I would say those probably Rejects, Dashboard, Taking Back Sunday, and Motion City.
Absolutely. I don't think
What do you think?
yeah.
Yeah, he says he thinks I'm right.
I think I can't really think of anything else that I would probably add into that. Like I
Yeah.
think that's
I mean,
kind of
there's
it.
there's like Yellow Card and all that stuff, but
Well, right.
I think that's like a little, I don't know. I guess there could be arguments for Starting Line or Newfound Glory, maybe, but
Oh yeah, I mean NFG. Whew, I like them a lot.
yeah,
MXPX.
I don't know anything about MXPX, but
Okay.
yeah, Newfound's awesome, and like they're great guys, and but I don't know, I don't know if they, yeah, I don't know. I think I'd probably put them in like a pop punk category. I don't know.
Right. It's so hard, like with it, with just that scene in general is almost nowadays is pretty much just considered emo to most people. I feel like Hot Topic really kind of
Blurred all the
categorized like
yeah.
I mean, because you have people that'll talk about like bands like Pierce the Veil as emo and shit like that, and I'm like, I mean, I don't think so, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess there's crossover audiences for sure, but
Right.
I don't
The that whole like scene just goes from one spectrum to the other, and it's somehow all categorized as the same thing. All
yeah.
just and it's wild. And that's
I
one
mean,
of the things I think is cool.
I've heard like Coheed be categorized as emo, and
I
it's
know.
like,
I mean, they're not, but
sure.
okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
yeah, sure. I know there was like a time when you would fight it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like as a like growing up in the hardcore scene, and then like people starting to call your friends' bands emo, you'd be
Mhm.
like, no, and it's like, it's whatever. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It
Like it tends to be that emo kids are the best fans, like the best music fans. So it's like, yeah, sure, put me in that. I don't go. Great,
yeah, fuck it.
fan
Let's
fucking
go.
tastic. Light me up.
Let's do it. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I definitely used to do the same thing about just fighting. Like, no, that's this genre, subgenre, or this. And it's like, no, it's cool. It's all emo. Whatever.
yeah, it's all emo. And I hear now it's crazy too, because I'll hear now someone will be like, I don't want to. All right, I should talk. Like the girl from Paramore is like, don't call us emo. We're not emo. And it's like, yeah, but you rode the backs of emo. So
Right.
like, I mean, I would feel disrespected if I were an emo kid who propped up Paramore for 20 years, and then at the last minute they're like, well, we're not part of that. Like, what?
I mean, but You
Okay.
are. I mean, you are, and that's
I
okay.
mean,
Just be
you can
okay
say
with
whatever you can say you're purple, but we know that you're not.
it. Right.
Like I have eyesight, I can
Right.
tell. All right.
Yeah, no, it's people are weird, music's weird.
All right.
Yeah. I love that's the best part about, opinions. Everybody's
Yeah.
got them,
Yeah. It's
even
great.
even when they're wrong.
Yeah.
So I got one more quick question before we take a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting this journey, as figuring out what you wanted to be, getting into being a comedian, like what would your advice be for somebody wanting to just do something, do what they want to do?
Don't 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 pick something else. It's a nightmare. Like it's super fun, like getting to be on stage and stuff and like touring and stuff, but like the daily stresses of this lifestyle is like, I mean, it's I don't know, man. I don't think I wish on anyone, you know?
I don't because I'm not there. I don't know, but you know so we'll take it, we'll leave it with that. Don't do it.
Find something else you love. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
you don't love this right away. Like you don't know that you're like this isn't like, oh, like I want to be this. Like you don't like you have an idea, but you don't know,
sure.
right? But there's things in your life that you do love that you are passionate about. Do that stuff. Like definitely do that stuff. Like even if it leads to this lifestyle, do what you are most passionate about. But you don't have to force yourself to be passionate about this because you think there's like some kind of rosary at the end. There's no like
No, I
there's
mean,
no good. You
no,
know what I
I
mean? Like the
mean,
likelihood is
just like the entertainment industry, just in general, it's like it is the most difficult decision you try to do for a career. Be an
yeah.
electrician, guys. Come on.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I mean, I talk about that all the time. It's if you're being a musician it's tough because when you decide you want to do it, like it's all you think about, it's all you want to do, it's your love, but it is also one of the most heartbreaking and challenging things you could try to do for a career.
Yeah, maybe I could come up with like an analogy. Like it's like the thing you love the most, and instead of people taking it seriously, they like dismiss it. And it's like, no, this is like not like the way people treat like your favorite sports team. If your favorite sports team was like your dad, and people just walked up to you and were like, "Yo, your dad sucks. The hat you're wearing, your dad, he sucks." You're like, "Wait, I worked my whole life on this stuff, and you're just dismissing it as it sucks. I shouldn't be allowed to do it anymore." Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
So it's like that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's like a bad analogy, but it's
No, that makes a lot of sense. I actually really enjoyed that analogy, like because like I feel like if you really fucking love your dad, that's gonna hurt.
yeah, because you know what I mean. Like people do that to sports teams all the time. Like you're wearing like like for me, it's a Mets hat. People are like, oh, Mets fucking suck. It's like, yo, first of all, didn't ask your opinion.
Yeah,
A, so you can put that in your pocket.
right on.
Two, like, how do you know my relationship with this team? You know what I mean? Like maybe they pay my rent.
It's true.
Like maybe they saved my life. Like you can't walk up to someone and do that with any other thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're walking arm in arm with your mom. You're like, yo, your mom sucks. Like, dude.
No, she doesn't.
like,
She's great.
like, even if you think that, you keep that shit to yourself.
Absolutely.
But then I post a joke that I worked my ass off, like, tweaking it, trying it thousands of times, getting it just right, shooting it like a dozen times to get the lighting right, the crowd reaction right, all the things. And then I spent 20 minutes editing it and 20 minutes like captioning it. And then you're just like, uh, uh, fat loser next. And you're like, oh, well, thanks for
Fuck
taking
me,
that
right?
seriously. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then God forbid it's good. And then someone just like yanks it for like a meme or a fucking, they lip sync it in a bikini and they don't give you credit. And you're like, huh,
Yeah,
all
TikTok's
right.
cool.
I
Cool.
guess that was, but that's like, I mean, everything. Like
Right.
people don't respect. I mean, you're seeing it with the writer's strike right now. People don't respect the written word at all.
Yeah.
Like, like you coming up, you creating, like genuinely creating, not like making a video where you're like next to it. Like that's
Yeah.
not, you're not creating anything. You're wasting.
I hate
You're
that
wasting
shit.
space.
Hate it.
And we reward it with like constant, like, oh yeah, knock it off. But like we don't respect, like if someone steals a song, there's like whole systems built that are like gonna go chase that person down. Like if you use 6 seconds of a Jefferson Airplane song in your YouTube video, your video gets taken down.
Right.
But if you yank a whole comics routine, and put it on your whatever the fuck a gram, people are like, oh, dude, it's just jokes, dude. Yeah, you write one. Go ahead,
Yeah.
write one.
Damn straight. I mean,
And then also like the people like at shows too, like when they talk, like, like if they come to a comedy club and they like bullshit, like they talk at you or like whatever, like you interrupt the show like they're supposed to, and it's like, no, dude, like this was hard. It was hard to get this spot just now. Like, yeah, it might be a bar show to 15 people, but like they only picked 7 of us to do it. And like there's a lot of people that wanted to do it that they said no to. So just because you showed up to have a beer, like doesn't give you the right to shit on whatever we're doing.
right.
Like you do something. Like you do something.
Yeah. You
I don't know.
write a joke that somebody thinks is funny. Or write anything that anybody cares about.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And then also to be like, at a higher level, you know what I mean? It's like, guys, like, or what would be like a good example is like, if like graphic design, right? Like people like,
yeah.
oh, can you do this? It'll just take 15 minutes. Yeah, but it took 15 years to get good enough to let it only take 15 minutes. Like if you did it, it would take you 17 hours. So either pay me for 17 hours or do it yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if it's so easy, it's just going to take, you do it. And that's this, you know what I mean? Like, but
absolutely.
Like, what was the question? How was your day?
Pretty much. We did it.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you don't, dude, you don't have to be sorry. Cause that's the thing is like, we talk about this stuff a lot on this show, is that one of the reasons I even started just this unsigned pop punk, this whole community, is even just under the idea of, for musicians or entertainers in general, getting somebody to even go to your show, like as a band, just trying to get somebody to go to your show is it's hard as fuck. Like getting anybody to, like, including friends and family, to go to a show to support you is fucking hard.
Even like getting to like click follow.
Yeah.
like
something, share it. I mean, it's so hard. That's why we started this though.
And then they'll repost like some like something that 15 million view thing, and like you're like, yo, but so you know how to do that then, right? You just
right. Yeah. It's like, you won't do it for me, but you'll do it for the person that doesn't need it. Cool. No, No, it's cool. I get it. I get it. I get it.
I mean,
Awesome.
fortunately, my friends have been very supportive. Like
Oh,
I
right.
really shouldn't, but I do see that in the world where it's
Right.
just like
In this whole field, it's tough. It's a tough gig out there. And that's, like I said, that's why we started this, because like I did it for like 20 years and I know how hard it is, and to get people to give a fuck. And I just wanted people to know that I give a fuck, and there are a bunch of people that give a fuck. So we'll try and make a community out of it.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And on that note, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with our food for thought segment. What's up, friends? We're super stoked to tell you that we just partnered with GFUEL. And let me tell you, there is no more pop punk beverage on the market right now than GFUEL. GFUEL keeps you energized, focused, and hydrated. If you go to gfuel.com right now and use code UNSIGNEDPOPPUNK, you're gonna save 20% off your entire order. You can get it in the tub form and have 40 freaking servings of flavors like Rick and Morty's Unstable Portal Fluid, which is a delicious strawberry limeade, or get something in the can form like Sonic's Peach Rings or Crash Bandicoot's Wumpa Fruit. Go to gfuel.com and check it out for yourself. Let us know what your favorite flavor is. And once again, don't forget to use our code UNSIGNEDPOPPUNK to save 20%. It's a heck of a deal, man. And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. Now it's time for our everybody's favorite food for thought segment, because we did so much serious talking. Now it's time to get into that real hard hitting journalism. And that's people want to know about food. I don't know if you know that, Neil, but they do.
Yeah.
That's what they watch TikTok for, YouTube. I don't know about you, but all I do is watch people eat food.
Yeah, I'm actually huge into cooking competition shows.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I watch all of them and I know the gossip and love it.
I love that. I am a big fan of food challenges like what was that? Man versus Food. Used to love that show. And on YouTube there's like a whole community of that. Like this dude right here is Matt Stoney. Just eats a lot of stuff. He's like the hot dog eating champion.
I thought Joey Chestnut.
He was. I mean, Matt Stoney was the hot dog eating champion at one time. But I think you're right. I think it is Joey Chestnut now. It has been for a while. Right? Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
I think Joey Chestnut won the Nathan's contest this year.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 32 years in a row or something crazy like that. No,
I could be very, very wrong.
He's 32. What? No, he did it this year. Yeah, and then I just saw I'm farting. I just saw he broke the record for eating Big Macs.
Oh wow.
And it was like a Uber Eats sponsorship. So I'm ordering it through Uber Eats and I'm gonna tip him 20%. And then the Big Macs came and he ate like 32.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So to prove that I wasn't crazy, I had to look it up really quick. Matt Stoney won the 2015 hot dog eating contest, dethroning the 8-time defending champ Joey Chestnut.
Okay, and then I think Joey Chestnut has since regained his.
I would assume so. He's but Matt Stoney now he just eats food on YouTube for like millions of people. So
I would do it on YouTube for just a few people.
Oh yeah, right, absolutely. Well, 100%. Like 15 of you want to watch me eat a bowl of Lucky Charms? Let's go. I'll eat as fast as I can for you.
I'll eat a whole box. Let's go.
A whole box. I wanted to try and do a food challenge with some of my buddies for like one of those giant tubs of cheese balls. I thought that would be fun. I think I could fucking eat a whole cheese ball thing.
I bet I could get close.
I feel like that's one of those snacks that like you just don't get full from very easily.
Yeah, because it's all air.
Yeah, it's mostly air.
All right.
Should we do it?
No.
Right now.
That's a bad idea. That is a terrible idea.
All right. So, first question I have for you in food for thought: what's your favorite on the road snack?
Snack.
Yeah, like
Uh,
while you're driving or you're on the road between gigs.
I like. I do like a gas station roller hot dog.
Okay, yeah,
Like Love's or Pilot or one of those places usually has like a jalapeno cheddar one.
yeah.
And like they'll have like the fixins bar. You gotta
Hmm.
make sure that the buns are warmed in the thing. If the thing isn't if the warmer isn't on, I'm not gonna get them. But if the warmer's on, I'll get a hot dog pretty much whenever. And then the other like if it's like earlier in the day, Loves and Loves and Pilot have um or maybe just Loves has chorizo, egg, and
Oh
cheese
yeah,
taco. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Those are good.
Yeah, they're
There's
usually
some
like 2 for 3 or something.
special about the gas station, like a good gas station hot dog.
Yeah, I mean the food at the gas station has like been way like has I mean honestly elevated, but it's been brought like Wawa and QT and like Sheets, like they really
Hmm.
made everyone else and Royal Farms, they really made everyone else step the game up. So like,
Yeah,
now you can get like a decent meal for, $10 at a gas station.
yeah. I mean, Quick Trips. They've got like the. I mean, you can order a pizza from Quick Trip,
Mhm.
and they'll
Yeah,
make it right there.
yeah. Well, like Wawa and Sheets and stuff, like you can order like
Oh
sandwiches,
yeah,
like wraps and uh like quesadillas, and they have like usually like a variety of mac and cheese. Well, I mean it's all mac and cheese and then they just like put a sauce on it. But yeah.
dude. I love me some Sheets. Like they got some good stuff.
Yeah,
It's
all
it's
those
a good
places.
stop.
Yeah.
I haven't been to. I can't say Wawa. I haven't been to a Wawa in like a decade, but I have been to Sheets recently. So
Wawa is Sheets. I mean, anybody who's like Wawa is better is like, hey, you're just being a local.
yeah,
You're just like they're the same. I think the iced tea and the lemonade are probably better at Wawa because they make their own, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all the same.
That's always been like the thing. You want your sweet tea from Wawa. Absolutely.
Or
Uh,
You had Cane's sweet tea lemonade.
I haven't.
Cane, like that's the one place if I go to Cane's, like that's the drink I'm getting there is.
Okay. I think that I think we have a Cane's like a couple hours from where I live. There's not one here though.
They're
Minneapolis.
expanding now. They just got one in New York City. And also I've heard I haven't had a McDonald's in forever, but I've heard McDonald's is really good sweet tea. I have no idea though.
I went to Burger King today. It wasn't awesome, but it's Burger King.
I don't really do those.
Do
I just
like
don't. I don't know.
the
I
Burger
don't like Burger
Kings?
King, McDonald's, or
Okay.
Wendy's. I don't. For
I
some reason, I just don't do those. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, so like Duluth is I mean, it's not very big. I mean, it's not small, but it's, you know, we don't even have a Popeyes. So
I can see a Popeyes from the window here.
I can't I see trees from my window.
Are you?
That's it.
Is Duluth near the Canadian border?
It's about 2.5 hours away, 3 hours away.
And you're on the Mississippi, right?
Yeah,
So you guys are the last port, right? Like you guys are last first port in from Canada.
I believe so. Yeah, because
Like
we're right on Lake Superior.
that's why you became okay. That's why you became like a city. Okay.
Yeah, we are one of the bigger cities in Minnesota, but you know,
Yeah,
we don't
that
have a
makes sense.
Popeyes.
Yeah,
And that's how you judge how big a city is.
but you
But
probably have like a Tim Hortons.
we don't have a Tim Hortons. No.
Interesting.
No, we just recently got a like within this last 10 years got a Dunkin' Donuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I like to say that Duluth is a few years late.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay though, you know. We get a lot of snow. That's about what we get. What's your favorite home cooked meal or home cooked food to eat after a long stint on the road?
I don't know, man. Maybe like a lasagna,
Ooh, lasagna's good.
just like I don't know, a meatloaf. I don't know. Anything home cooked. I haven't had like I have home cooked food so rarely now. It's
Yeah.
like anything. I'm like, oh, this is someone made this for
Oh,
me.
thank God.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, a good meatloaf, good lasagna. I mean, that's some good stuff though. So before my co-host left and decided to not be on today's show, he did make a question specifically for you. And it's in our food for thought segment. And his question is, you are tasked with making the Neil Rubenstein sandwich challenge. Yeah, see. Obviously, the Reuben is
Boo.
a delicious sandwich.
Boo.
But what sets the Neil Rubenstein sandwich challenge apart from just any old run-of-the-mill Reuben?
So what's on a Reuben? Reuben is corned beef, sauerkraut, Russian dressing, and
I think
what's on
that
a Reuben?
I
What's
think
on a
that's it.
Reuben?
I think that's it. And then
It's
it's
corned
rye
beef,
bread.
sauerkraut. No, it's corned beef coleslaw.
I think no,
I
it's
don't know. I
sauerkraut.
don't know. I honestly don't know what's on a Reuben.
It's corned beef, sauerkraut on in like that sauce on rye bread. I think that's it.
Okay. Um, yeah, if it's sauerkraut, yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't like any of that. Um, I know that the I know that the Rachel is turkey, Swiss
Yeah.
coleslaw, and Russian dressing.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't need
good.
both. I don't need both coleslaw and Russian dressing, right? Because like coleslaw has like a mayo-y based thing, and then
Right.
Russian dressing is a mayo-y based thing. I don't need both. I don't need two mayo-y based things.
Sure.
Also, I prefer pastrami to corned beef,
Okay.
and I mean, ideally, if I'm having a pastrami sandwich, it's Katz's delicatessen,
Okay.
and it just and it's literally just pastrami on seedless rye. Like it doesn't need anything. The fat is like it's so juicy, it doesn't need anything.
Hell
At
yeah.
Cat at Katz's specifically, the one in
Okay.
New York City. That's but in the real world, I don't really like the cold cut style pastrami. But like I feel like the texture is weird.
Okay.
There is a company called Born from Pain that makes vegan pastrami,
Okay.
and that's actually really good. Like that's a better consistency.
Okay.
But nothing touches like Katz's, just like hand carved, like big chunks of pastrami.
Hell yeah. Yeah. See, like I said, I didn't write this question. I read it and I'm like, oh boy. Okay, we'll
Man,
ask it. We'll get it.
and Ruben's not spelt the same as Rubenstein. There's like an
Oh,
E before the U or something. I don't know.
oh, and he spelt it, he let me see. Yeah, no, he spelt it like the Reuben too in quotation marks. So that's why that's why I did the quotation marks.
Nah,
Uh,
dude, I'm
but
out on I'm out
I
on
feel
that.
I feel I feel proud of myself. I kept going even through the booze. I just kept going through it. Ah, shit. Do you think I got what it takes to be on stage?
Sure.
Cool. You're you're a real fine fellow. We got our last segment here, and this is just
Yeah.
rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
You're just gonna speak
What's
from
your wait? Well, hold on. What's your favorite sandwich?
What's my favorite sandwich?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Honestly, I I like a good I like a good cheesesteak sandwich,
Yeah.
or like Man, like for the longest time as a kid, I was a super picky eater. And like as a kid, I got super obsessed with like meatball sandwiches. I just fucking love them. I
Yeah.
love how sloppy they are. I don't know, they're fucking good.
Yeah, meatball sandwich is good.
Yeah.
Oh man, now I want to meals. What's on your cheesesteak?
I like when they have like onions and peppers on it, and then I prefer like the easy cheese.
Cheese whiz, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you? What are your thoughts?
My cheesesteak is gonna be I'll probably go with provolone. I'm not against the cheese whiz, but I'll do provolone, and I'll do I prefer mine with onions and mushrooms.
Okay. Okay.
And I want a little mayo on the bread.
Yeah. Oh, that's real good with mayo too. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And on a steak sandwich or any kind of like Italian sandwich, I'll put a giardiniera on it too. I'm down with that.
All right. Yeah. I
So it's like a hybrid Italian beef cheesesteak kind of situation.
I mean, now I'm just getting hungry. So
Yeah, now I'm like, oh man, I wonder if
Is there
there's a
a place?
Potbelly's around here.
We don't have a Potbelly's. We don't even have Popeyes. We don't got shit.
That's crazy.
We have we've got a lot of like good restaurants, but they're all like it's like super like just we have a ton of local shit. Like we're all like, oh, fucking local, and it's cool. Like
I'm a
that's-
big fan of like I like when I'm in places I like doing like the local thing.
yeah.
I really like a local chain
Okay.
because then I feel like I'm in on something early.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's good enough to be a chain, but it's not out of this region yet. And then I'm like, yeah, like you know how like Culver's is in one area and like
Yeah.
White Castle's only in one area, and like I don't know. Well, and the Jack Browns, but that's
Sure.
a different beast altogether. But,
We've got a couple like pizza chains, like small pizza chains.
oh, do you have a Pizza Ranch by you?
We do have a Pizza Ranch, yeah.
Yeah, Pizza Ranch is the best, dude.
I'm also we don't have one near me, but I am unfortunately a fan of Cece's. I
Oh, I
think
love CC.
I think Cece's
Oh.
is the best dirt pizza you can fucking. It was like the last time I had it, it was like $5 to go there.
Yeah,
so.
$5.99 and a drink. It's like under $10.
Yeah, it's amazing. I used to love their mac and cheese pizza.
Dude. Yeah. Like so there were a bunch in Oklahoma City when I moved to Oklahoma City. There was a couple left, and that was like the whole crew goes. Yeah,
It's awesome.
That's a big one. Yeah. Back in the day, like I remember when we first started going, it was like $3.99.
Yeah,
and it's like, I mean, for lunch, and it's like, dude, $3.99 for lunch. Like that's the only meal you're having that whole day.
that's all you'll need.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so for $3.99, you're just like, yeah, let's go to lunch at like 2, and then I'm not eating again till Thursday.
Hell yeah. I mean, we've never had, I think we had a Cece's in Minneapolis a long time ago, but other than that was it. And because the only time I looked it up and we did have one, and then I went to try and go there, and it wasn't there anymore.
Did you ever have a Sizzler? Did you ever try Sizzler?
We have had a Sizzler, yeah. The steak
Sizzler's
place. We had a Sizzler up here when I was
not
a kid.
anymore.
No, when I was a kid.
Yeah. Sizzler is cool. Sizzler. There's one left, or I mean, there's a bunch left, but they're in the Southwest. There's like 6 or 8 or something. But I went to this one that I've gone to a couple of times because it's like near a venue that I do. Yeah, it's not as good anymore. It's not the same, and it's like way expensive now too. Like just the buffet is like $16.99 or whatever. Whereas like back in the day, I remember going there and it was like all you can eat shrimp and a buffet for like $8 or $12, like something absurd. And I guess that's why they went out of business.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even have like a buffet anymore. We used to have an old country buffet. We don't even have that. We used to have
used to be. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we used to have a Pizza Hut that did a lunch buffet.
Oh, some of them still do that. Yeah.
Ours did away with it. They like
Yeah.
tore down like the really classic retro 80s with the the Pizza Hut stained glass. Oh,
Yeah,
that was the
I know.
best.
I know exactly what you're talking about. There was this great place. It was like only California and Florida, I think. It was called Sweet Tomatoes.
Okay.
It was like a salad buffet.
Yeah, okay. I've heard of that.
And then you had like a soup bar and a taco potato bar or something. But that went out of business like as soon as COVID started. They were like,
Oh,
we're closing. Like they said it, like they were like, we're going out of business. And it was like, what? Really?
that
And that was it.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we lost a lot of good places, during the pandemic. Like there's a lot of shit that just couldn't stay open, which is a big bummer. But
Yep.
all right. Now we're going to move on to the last segment, which is rapid fire questions. You're just going to speak from the heart. You're going to shoot from the hip. Whatever pops in, go for it. You ready?
No.
It's not like math equations or nothing. Don't worry. You're good. Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow?
Oh, Mountain Dew, but the cherry one.
Yeah, the Code Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Horror or comedy movies?
Comedy, 100% every time.
That's fair. Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Oh man, Nickelodeon has Friends every night. So I'm gonna go with Friends.
All right.
But Venture Brothers was on Adult Swim, and Venture Brothers might be, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Friends, but
Okay. It's tough. It's tough to pick.
yeah,
They
Venture
both got
Brothers,
great things.
Brack.
Oh. Space Goes Coast to Coast.
Yeah. I have a Zoltan. What's his name? Fuck. Never mind.
Zoltar.
Zoltar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a mantis tattoo.
That's awesome.
Sitnam. Can't believe I forgot his name. Sick.
That was a great show. Thin crust or regular crust pizza?
Stuffed crust.
That is the correct answer every time.
Stuffed crust. But I mean, that's also like that's that kind of pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you're getting like
absolutely.
New York or Detroit, like whatever, like those are both superior products.
Right.
But if you're getting it like if you're just ordering it to your hotel room in the middle of nowhere,
Stuffed crust.
it's gonna be stuffed crust.
Absolutely. You are the second person to just whip out stuffed crust, and that is the correct answer. So absolutely. Lindsay Lohan or Tara Reid?
Oh man. They're both a party. I don't know,
Right?
man.
It's tough.
Probably Tara Reid.
Mm.
I bet Lindsay Lohan still has like a bit of an ego, and I bet Tara Reid's probably down to earth now.
Maybe. I mean, I actually have an autographed plastic shark from Tara Reid.
Oh, Sharknado. Yeah,
from Sharknado. It's awesome.
Did you meet her? Did you meet Tara Reid?
I didn't. I used to subscribe to this like monthly box thing called Bam Box, and it came in that, and it was fucking cool. I was like, all right, cool.
She gives them away on OnlyFans now too.
Oh well, I didn't get it there. This is the last one, and you basically already answered this earlier, but Newfound Glory or MXPX?
Oh yeah, Newfound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, for me, that's not a question. I don't really know the. I don't really know the music. I don't know MXPX really, because I feel like they were like maybe in the Christian world.
They were for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that never got to me. So it was never. I remember John Nolan went out with Tumbleweed, which I guess is like the singer's like country-ish project or his singer-songwriter stuff. And that was pretty cool. Tumbleweed was pretty cool. But I don't know, like I couldn't pick a MXPX song out of a lineup,
Well, fair enough. I mean, they're both like either way, whenever people, answer like, oh my gosh, that's so hard. Well, it's like it's all personal preference anyway. They're both legends. They're both, make great music. So it's all just
I'm not. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not
I
I
mean,
have nothing
Newfound Glory
negative
is
to
like one of
say.
my favorite bands of all time. So
Well, Newfound's yeah, they're awesome.
love them.
Yeah,
But that's
and
it,
great
man.
and great dudes. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I have never had the chance to meet them. The closest I came was I was walking around the Galleria in Kansas City, and Ian walked past me, and I was like, oh, I should go turn around and say hi, and then he was gone, and I didn't. So that's as close as I got.
yeah. I'm hoping to go see because the Rejects are on tour with them this year and the Get
Yep.
Up Kids. I'm hoping to go to a couple of those shows.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping to see them. But
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Well, let him know that Pat says
Yeah,
hi, you know.
I will.
Okay.
Like Pat from Duluth.
Yeah,
They'll be like,
Pat from
oh, cool.
Duluth. Pat from Duluth says hi, and he'll be at the Minneapolis show. So
Yeah, he'll be at Cece's if you want to go grab lunch.
yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait for him
Yeah, they
forever.
said they're coming. Yeah,
They said they're coming.
they said they're coming.
Hell yeah. Well,
Yeah.
man, that's it. You did it. You finished the
Thanks.
podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for hanging out.
No, thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah. Now's your chance. You can just let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
Yeah, Have Some Dignity. The special is out. NeilRubenstein.com for that, for the info on that, and for tour dates. I'm always on tour, 100% of the time. Please come see me live. That's it.
Hell yeah. Well, Neil, thanks so much for hanging out. Like, this has been awesome.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time out while you're on tour to just fucking shoot the shit with me. So
Shit has been shot.
Shit has been shot. Okay.
Yeah.
So hang out with me, listeners, and I'm gonna go into the Unsigned Pop Punk News, and you'll hear that after this music. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for hanging out and sticking with all the way to this part. This is the Unsigned Pop Punk News, where we tell you we want to hear from you. Let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Twitter, all the good stuff. Hit us up. Let us know what you thought of the show. You can join our Discord. Links are in the description, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. The link is in the description. So yeah, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your thoughts. What'd you like most about today's show? Do you got any stories with Neil? Any fun things come to mind? Also, as always, 50% off, 15% off every purchase. Oh gosh, 15% of every purchase of our gender equality t-shirts are donated to the Trevor Project, whose mission is to end suicide among LGBTQ youth. So please go to our merch store, pick up one of those shirts, or see us at one of our events that we're at, and help us in supporting the amazing cause that the Trevor Project does, and to support saving young LGBTQ lives. In Twitch news, we have New Music Friday on Tuesday, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And on Wednesday, we have the top 10 video countdown, where everything is voted on by you, the listener, the watcher. Everything's voted on by you. So make sure to go vote for your favorite music video and watch it live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And everybody's favorite, the super awesome music video show, which is live on our Twitch every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/unsignedpoppunk. And that, my friends, is the way the news goes. Thanks so much to Neil for hanging out with us today. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, man, it just makes me think of my best friend Sam Dean. I love that guy so freaking much. I'm gonna have to call him after this, because boy, it just makes me miss him. So Neil, you're awesome. Thanks for spending time with me today. And thanks to Matt for always being my homie. Thanks to Super Gibby for always being the hostess with the mostest. Thanks to Lawrence Crow for being our art guru, the dude that makes all of our cool art designs. Thank you so much to Ross for running our website and making sure that it always stays up. If you're ever interested in submitting your band or to be on the podcast or to be on our playlist, go to unsignedpoppunk.com and submit your band. It's just that easy, and I'll check it out. We check everything out. So thank you so much to the Unsigned Pop Punk family and community for always being so supportive and for listening to today's podcast and listening every week. Love all you. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you so much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you stream your podcasts. If you're in the position to help us grow and like behind the scenes access and exclusive shows, head on over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/unsignedpoppunk. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on the show and what other content you'd like to see. Thank you all so much.